Recently, we saw Jake Paul fight Mike Tyson live on Netflix, streamed to over 100 million people across the world. Lots of bad reviews, lots of issues with Netflix glitching, lots of pre-fight audio issues. Why does that matter? Well, as we were watching the fight, I started thinking back to my career as a restaurateur, my career hosting fight night, UFC fights. We did it all. We had standing room only in Spring Valley. And early on, we did something that was illegal. We did something we shouldn't have done. And we did something that almost ruined our business. I'm going to share that story. Let's get into it. My name is Shawn Walchef. I own 3 restaurants in San Diego. We have been in business since 2008. We've done over $35 million in restaurant sales. I also created a media business on top of my restaurant. That business has done over $2 million in brand deals and sponsorship deals. Let's get into my fight night disaster. When we first opened up Cali Barbecue back in 2008, 2009, we wanted to bring a sports bar to a breakfast concept in a part of San Diego that was underserved. And we thought that there's nothing like the energy of fight night. There's nothing like the energy of boxing. There's nothing like the energy of UFC. Early on, my business partner and I, we thought, even though we didn't have the money, what if we showed the fight? What if we figured out a way, instead of paying for the commercial pricing for the fight, we found a way to show it using residential stream into our business? Well, I'm here to tell you that we did it, and we did it successfully, and we filled our bar full of people. We had more sales than we've ever had. And the sad reality is we got busted. We got busted so bad that we got sued for licensing infringement. What you don't know as a small business owner is that there are proper channels that you need to go through. If you are a commercial establishment showing fight night, showing UFC, showing NFL, listening to music, there are so many different rules and regulations that you need to understand, that just because you think it's a good idea, or maybe you think it's good business, it's not good business to go out of business. We got hit with 3 different lawsuits that literally almost bankrupt our restaurant. Those lawsuits we had to settle out of money we didn't have. If it wasn't for our willingness to go and ask for friends, ask for family to give us some money here just to keep our restaurant open, we would have been out of business. If you're enjoying this video, we are putting a lot of emphasis on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Please write a comment. Please connect with me at Shawn P. Walchef on Instagram. We want to grow this channel. Subscribe, like, do all the things. We appreciate you. Eventually, we settled those lawsuits. Eventually, we paid the right licensing fees for every boxing fight and every UFC fight. And we actually built one of the busiest fight night locations in all of San Diego. There was a point where we had the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight, and we were one of only 5 restaurants and bars in all of San Diego County that would pay the money. We paid $7,600 to show that fight at our establishment. We charged $65 for cover. And if you know where our location is, that is as crazy as us almost going out of business. But we pulled it off. We packed the restaurant. It was an incredible event. The fight wasn't that good, but nonetheless, the lesson and the takeaway from this story is know the proper licensing that you need. Recently, the Jake Paul fight versus Mike Tyson, we don't show fights anymore at our restaurant because we have a different model. We're doing slow food fast, but people still know us as the fight night location. Steven, my manager, told our management group that on fight night, we had 22 calls to the restaurant. Are you showing the fight? That would have meant us showing the Netflix fight commercially, and there is no commercial account. I'm sure there was a way to show it, but we didn't investigate the way, so we are definitely not showing it. So if you're listening to this, if you own a bar, if you own a restaurant, and you think it's a great idea to show something on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or anything that's streaming, and you want to do it illegally, I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Find out the proper channels, broadcast it the right way, spend the money, and hopefully you learn something from that fight night disaster. This lesson, while it almost bankrupted our business, while it almost killed the dream of owning a restaurant and eventually a media company, it was a very formative lesson of doing the right thing, going about the proper channels. And hopefully you as a business owner, the reason that we make these videos, the reason we do the podcast is to learn from the failures. As great as it is to talk about the success, we had a lot of failures, and our job is to make it easier on you to run your small business, to run your restaurant. If you're a content creator, we want you to figure out ways to get brand deals. But we're here to help you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.